Hey, Chua. Hey. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to try something a little different. I'm going to be heading out for a day of photography around London. It's going to be one of those POV style videos. It's a great way to learn photography at the same time because I'm an absolute beginner, I ain't gonna lie. And even recording videos is all new to me. So the idea of this channel is to pick up the camera and create content. But at the same time, I don't just want to stick a camera on me and just take pictures because I don't think that's very interesting and very me. I want to go over a specific topic, and that topic is about setting goals for yourself. I think setting goals for yourself, whether they're big or small, is really important because as people, having a clear direction of what you want to do or where you want to be further down the line, without clear direction, it's kind of hard to stay motivated sometimes, or maybe you just find that life is a little bit boring. So goals can make life just a little bit more interesting. So throughout the trip today, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts about setting goals for yourself and sharing my own goals with you. So like I said earlier, I'm pretty much a beginner when it comes to creating videos and photography, but today is going to be a trial of this style video because I've not done a POV style video before. Let's go over some of the gear that I'm bringing with me. So at the moment, I'm recording on the Sony a7 III. On there is a Tamron 17mm to 28mm f2.8. It's I guess it's a wide angle lens and it's great for recording videos for myself. I'm not going to be using that for the photography today. So today I'm actually bringing out a prime lens that I bought recently. It's a Viltrox 85mm f1.8. Now I know 85mm is pretty is a pretty long focal range, but I think it's perfect for someone like me who's a little bit introverted and a little bit nervous when it comes to shooting outside. So I can be further away from the subject without them noticing, without sounding weird. But also the clarity is really good. I've only used it a handful of times, but so far the image quality is really sharp and I'm enjoying this lens. So hopefully today I will get some good shots. Now at the same time, I'm going to be attaching a DJI Action 3. I know it's a little bit old, but it's all I got and I don't really want to buy another one. So this is going to be attached to my bag and it's going to be the POV of me while I'm out and about. So the quality of the video is going to switch between the two, from the a7 III and to this camera. And to carry all of this, I'm going to bring out my trusty camera bag from Earth. It's a pretty small, compact, just about fits everything I need. And I might bring out another bag too, just to carry things like a tripod and so on. So I don't really know which part of London I'm going to go to. So I'm probably just going to start in Oxford Circus because that's the obvious place to start. I don't really have a style of photography yet. So hopefully that will be something that I'll discover over time. But I think the main goal for today is just to get used to the lens, get used to being outside, being comfortable taking photos in public. So this is the messenger bag I was mentioning. Now, this bag I've only used a couple of times, but I really love the little koi fish design of it and the leather. Let's head out. Okay, so at the moment I'm just walking to the station. So now I think it's a good time to go over what I was mentioning before about goals. Setting yourself goals is a great way to give yourself some direction in life. It helps to keep you motivated, it helps to give you a sense of meaning. But also at the same time, it's not just about giving your life a sense of meaning. Setting yourself goals is a great way to give yourself a sense of achievement because it doesn't matter what goal it is, whether big or small, when you achieve something in your life, it makes you feel great and it's something you can look back on in the future. So one of the goals I've set for myself is to develop my photography skills. I say develop my photography skills, but it's non-existent at the moment. And even though I'm not good at it or I have no experience in it, it shouldn't stop you from setting out and giving it a go. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about people doing photography and their POV style videos, and that's what's inspired me to do one myself today. Now, not to say I'm going to get amazing shots like they do, but just because you might not be as good as someone else doesn't mean you shouldn't try yourself. And I think that's one thing about setting goals is it helps you to go out and do things that you wouldn't normally do. So why do I want to get into photography? Well, photography is interesting in many ways. It's the art of seeing things in a different perspective and being able to capture what you see in a still image and kind of tell a story to other people. Or as a photographer, is you see something and you want to share that vision with everyone else. Now the sky is pretty cloudy today, so it's not the best conditions to be taking photos, but you know, with goal setting, you shouldn't make excuses. You should go out and do it anyway. So now I'm in Covent Garden, and I'm probably going to switch to this little GoPro now. So I can switch out this lens with the Viltrox and start taking pictures. Okay, we switch to the GoPro now. And I've changed the lens to the Viltrox. So let's start with this colourful wall right here. Just taking a few pictures just to kind of get used to the lens. Because I'm still a beginner and because I've just gotten this lens, I do find that 85 is a little bit punched in. I need to be standing pretty far away from my subject to get all of it in. So with that wall right there, I had to take it vertically to get all of the text in. The one thing I need to get used to is finding a subject in the pictures, because at the moment I tend to take a picture of a wall and there's no subject in them, or no depth. So how do I create depth? Because today's a very great day, I guess I could look for colours that pop out against the grey. Like for example, the London Underground sign and that stop sign. Lots of red popping out, and you see behind it is very dull. In terms of settings, I just have it set to A at the moment, which allows me to control the aperture, and I have the ISO on auto and the shutter speed on auto. I don't want to think too much about the settings as I'm taking pictures. Now my basic understanding of aperture is the lower the number, the wider the aperture is, meaning more light can come in. And the wider the aperture, the greater the depth you can create. So if you're to focus on the subject close by, then the background will be blurred out. And I guess that's what I can do to create depth in my pictures today. So here's some red phone boxes. Maybe I can create some depth with these flowers in front of me. A bit busy today. Ooh, I think the vertical one was better because the telephone boxes stand tall anyway. Let's move on. Let's find some more colours. I'm only looking for strong colours today. So going back to setting goals for yourself, I think it's really important to have short-term and long-term goals. Short-term being things you can achieve quite quickly. Like for example, as my short-term goal is to get better at photography, and although that doesn't end, but in the short term, I should expect to get better, and maybe and by better I mean it's not necessarily taking the best pictures, but maybe taking pictures that you're happy with, or getting better at the editing, or even just the vision behind each photo. Let's see, what can I get here? I like the flags, the Union Jacks on top. They're not that colourful, but they can create some depth. And long-term goals are things that might take a long time to achieve or require many steps to get to it. For example, my long-term goal at the moment is to start a new life and career abroad
in Asia. Now that's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort on my side, but I can achieve that through setting myself small milestones. For example, getting new qualifications to increase my chances of finding a new job out there. In Taiwan, I like how someone was standing in the doorway, but because it's quite dark in there, I'm not sure if you can see them. We have some colourful chairs. So at the moment, I'm not going to think too much about the pictures I take. I'm just going to take them and import them all onto the computer and then look at them later. Like I said, because I'm still starting off, I think it's just best to just take as many pictures as you can, see what works, see what you like and what you don't like. Now, one mistake that a lot of people make, and myself included, is that they set themselves too many goals. In setting yourself too many goals, it becomes a little bit overwhelming and makes it harder to achieve each goal. And we as human beings love instant gratification, meaning we like to feel achievement and reward now. So setting yourself too many goals makes it very hard to get that sense of satisfaction. And the more times you don't achieve your goal, the less motivated you feel. It demotivates you. So it's better to set yourself, a couple of short-term goals, get that sense of achievement, that fulfillment, and then set yourself another one. In doing that, you're more likely to achieve your goals and feel good about yourself. Orange bike. Let's try a different angle. Oh, she's orange too. Okay, moving on. So yeah, just bringing the camera out and taking pictures of everything and anything will help me to get better. Slowly but surely. I'm trying to take a picture of that older gentleman sitting in the train station. It's just really busy today. Okay. Photography is really interesting because it teaches you to see things from a different perspective. It makes me think about and see things differently than how I would normally see things or how people in general see things. Because behind every good picture or every good photo is a concept or an idea. And there's no right or wrong in photography. It's really up to you what you want to take a picture of or what you think makes a good picture. So it's really busy today. This area is always busy. Now, another goal of mine is to increase my social presence, whether that's on YouTube or on Instagram. Good thing about that is it connects very well with my whole goal with photography and videography. In increasing my photography skills and my videography skills, I can increase my social media presence by creating more content. I'm hoping that increasing my social media presence will give me more opportunities to do things. Okay, let's see what I can take. So another great way of knowing what goals to set for yourself are goals that connect to each other. So with my goals, the photography, the videography, and the whole social media thing, they're connected. And in achieving one, I can potentially achieve the other, or vice versa. That will do for now. Okay, so one thing I've learned is to check if my camera's actually recording. I think I was walking for 20 minutes before I realized that the battery died. Okay, so what I was talking about 20 minutes ago was another goal of mine is to run a marathon. Now, at the moment, I definitely can't run a marathon. I don't have the endurance, nor do I have the strength in my legs to do that. So instead of having one goal of running a marathon, I split that into smaller, more easier to achieve goals, such as running a 5K or a 10K, and then moving up to a half marathon and then a full marathon. In breaking up that long-term goal of running a full marathon, I can set myself little milestones and achieve those a lot quicker. That will keep me motivated and show that I'm making progress. And running as a goal is really good because it's a lot easier to see your progress, because you can measure your progress by seeing how far you run over time or how fast you can run a specific distance. You know, having a measurable goal is really good. On top of that, if you know someone else that shares a similar goal, that really helps too, because with this running, I'm not doing it alone, I'm doing it with my brother, and that really does help to keep motivated. Having someone to share your goal with just makes it a little bit more fun. You can discuss things, you can teach each other things, and a little healthy competition doesn't hurt too. I'm really struggling to find colours that pop out. This guy in orange. Now it is pretty cold today, so I'm not too sure how much longer I can stay out. But even so, it was a good thing that I did come out, because I get my practice in. Because I find that the 85mm can be a little bit too punched in, and that I'm having to stand really far away from my subject. I think maybe getting a 50mm would be beneficial for me, because then I can stand a little bit closer to my subject. But, you know, still learning. So even if I only go home with 5 pictures, I think that's still good, because, you know, I get my practice in, I can practice editing the photo and just experiment with the colors. And then the next time I come out, I'll know exactly what to look for. With photography, you definitely need to be patient. There isn't always an opportunity, and you really got to be alert, because you got to look for that opportunity as well. Taking pictures is easy. Taking a picture that you're happy with, that you're excited about, is not. And I don't want to take pictures for the sake of taking pictures. I want to take a picture that I feel really happy with. And if it's a case that I can't find that today, then that's okay. I'll just come back another day. I do like pictures with texture, so there's the brick and the fence and the flowers. There seems to be a lot of construction going on as well, so it's hiding all the buildings. Another thing to consider when setting goals or trying to achieve the goals is to not to force it. Because if you force it, you'll just stress yourself out, burn yourself out, and then it just won't be fun anymore. So on that note, I think I'm gonna end my little trip today, because I'm struggling to find things that I'm interested in shooting. And if I just keep wandering around, forcing myself to find something, then it just won't be fun for me. Remember, there's always another opportunity to come back out. So although you might not find something today, there'll always be another day. So to summarize on the concept of goals is It's good to set yourself goals, whether short or long term, because it gives you some sort of direction in life, helps keep you motivated, and just makes things more interesting. Breaking up your goals into smaller chunks helps you to achieve things in the long run. Enjoy the process, keep trying.